I retire, you made a mistake!
Something that confused all of us is this one right here, the Ferrari F12 TDF, which is very clearly not a TDF in the picture. A lot of people thought it might have been a typo. A lot of people thought it wasn't because the car was available for us to drive. I'm now going to collect my rewards. Get in the bag. Last night I did a grind. I know I promised I would do a live stream, but unfortunately I just didn't have the energy. It's kind of looking sad now, the summit. We've got a bunch of blank spaces. This one, in fact, is repeating whatever you just last were on. And it's sad to see it like this. Anyway, let's filter by Ferrari and have a look at our collection. So this is the car that was available before, the F12 Berlinetta. That was what the picture was. It was the wrong car. Then we go over to the A12 Superfast. We already have the A12 Superfast. The difference is that this is a street race car and the A12 Superfast is the hypercar. Now, the F12 TDF, yes, is also hypercar. So it's a very strange car for them to decide to add. Yes, it takes less effort than making a new car from scratch. But anyway, you don't want to hear me yapping. You want to see me customizing. Let's get it. I absolutely adore the F12 and the F12 TDF. I would say it grew on me. It grew. It was first. I wasn't so sure, but let's listen to the sound. Okay, it sounds more like the F12, which makes total sense because it's an F12, right? It sounds a lot more like the F12 than it does the A12 Superfast. The A12 Superfast had a bit more of a shouty sound. I would say this is slightly different. This is a slightly higher pitch note. But anyway, it's an F12 TDF. I'm begging to the Lords of Ivory Tower that this car has customization. It kind of needs it.
Someone messed up my lighting!
It has been a good while since we've customized anything in the Crew 2. We have visual parts available. You have no idea how that makes me feel. It makes me feel good inside. All right, the color, we've got so many of them. I think the yellow suits the TDF better than any other color. And it's a Ferrari. Normally, I would be like, oh, it needs to be red. Anyway, 3,000 people will have this car right now. Let's see what people have come up with. Of course, the Crew 2, as they always do, they just black out the blooming window. Ooh, if you want to flex on it a little bit, we've got a DDE design. I like the DDE design. I'm not usually one for the shouty camo style, but let's be real, the DDE one's kind of cool. I think I'm going to stick with the plain yellow for now and jump into the visuals. This technically is the last car currently available to have some customization options added. So the last car that they've added in the lineup of Summit cars that is coming out. We're positive some more are going to be coming out soon, but we don't know when exactly. So what can we do to the front bumper? We can actually untint the lights a little bit, make them less tinted, which is rather interesting. Something normally you would be like, yes, I want more tintage. It's the most tintage possible. Removing carbon bits, adding red pinstripes as per usual, and making it proper race car. That is awesome. I am so happy there's proper customization for this car. I'll go for number 10, just because it has the full lights. Oh my god, don't tell me we've got wide fenders. So we got front fender having the flag on it. Oh, it's not wide fenders. Ah! Missed opportunity. We're keeping those Ferrari wheels because they look so good. We can remove the black or we can add carbon. Very cool indeed. We can have a pinstripe along the side if we want to. I'm going to skip that one. Rear fenders. What? That's meant to be a wing. That's a rear arch wing. What? That's going straight on. That's amazing. And there's a boat in the way. Move this damn boat. How do we... Let's swap. There you go. Now you're small. Stay there. Don't get bigger. Don't grow. Stay the size you are. Right. Rear fenders, rear wing. Let's jump to the rear wing then. Now, please give me something. Ooh. Oh. We're going for a cheeky little chassis mount there. Very nice indeed. I kind of like wing number 2 as well. But you know me, I'm about the big wangs. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Rear bumpers, we've got 8. We're blacking out the lights. It feels so good to be customizing cars on this game again. I have missed it so much. We're going to have the red accents along the bottom of the diffuser there. I'm probably going to go with that. It just looks so aggressive. Interior color, because it's Ferrari, and I feel like Ferrari should be red. We're going to have red accents in our Ferrari. Interior cell 5, that's literally it. It's already carbon. We can't make it any more carbon. And you know me, I've already got the bits, so we're just going to slap in the low level 320 parts just so we can get an idea of how quick this is going to be, because we want to play top trumps and figure out if this car is actually going to be as good as the 812 Superfast, if not better. Because if it's better, then everybody with the 812 Superfast can get in the bloody bin. 278 seems about normal for the top speeds. 278. The 812 has more power, should I say? But other than that, there doesn't seem to be much difference between them. Not 60 and 2.27, not 60 and 2.53. Ooh, the 812 may be faster. Quarter mile 8.93 and the quarter mile 9. It's a little bit by stats slower, but that's not always the truth when it comes to this game. It's gonna be back. I love this game. I love it. I miss playing it all the time. New summit cars every week. It's just,
Take it to 11.
I'm going to do it. Hero, even though you're the most annoying person in the world, I'm going to do it. I think I did this event on the summit. I was going to say I haven't done this event before. I did it on the summit, and I really don't like this event. It's definitely one of my least favorite events ever created. Thanks, Ivory Tower, for making me do it once more. I think this one I restarted so many times because there's a very sharp corner that comes up pretty quickly. It's not this one. This one you can usually flat out. This car is, again, I did this in, what did I do this in? I think I did this in the Summit. It requires you to do it in the F12, I think. I think I did it in the 812. I did the 812. The 812 feels faster at the top end. I'm going to say that straight away. It may get off the line quicker. It may have a quicker 0-60 and quarter mile, but when it comes to holding those top speeds, getting to those top speeds, it's not as good. See, this is why you play the same events. If you play the same events, you can compare cars properly. I was flatting out at 270 a lot of the time in that car, creeping up to 280 at times. It was crazy. But this, I think 250, 240 is probably where it's going to sit most of the time. Again, most cars right now would probably be doing quite a bit more. But, again, it's in the rain, so maybe there's a little bit of traction issue here. Maybe it's not just... maybe it's the driving ability as well for you, huh? No, my driving ability is great. It holds the speed okay. I feel like any sharp turns and it's going to drop pretty quickly, unlike a lot of the other cars that I was driving. 812 Super. But no, it's a pretty solid car. I'm glad that we can actually finally customize the F12. I think this may be one of the first times we've actually been able to customize the car in a game. I can't really remember the last time that we're able to do that. Normally, it's just the normal F12, which is absolutely fine. I love the normal F12. But if you can customize the TDF, that's even better, right? Even better. I think what I'm going to say overall about this compared to the 812. So we know this may be a little bit faster. But I'm going to say the front end of this car is quite a bit nicer to look at than the 812. I think it's just got nicer lines, especially this model of it. And the rear end, I would say, is going to go over to the 812. There's just something about it. They've got the... if they could do a combination of the two, that would be fantastic. I would appreciate that. As we now come into Las Vegas. It's beautiful. Perfect time of day. Perfect weather. Makes any game look good. Especially when the sky is blooming bright like this. It's crazy. My voice is dying. It's a stunning game at times. It's difficult because the reflections of the cars, I would say, are one of the main things that let it down. And the rain and the nighttime, sure, they look great, but... oh my god, don't hit that wall. That wall messed me up so many times on the summit. But we got it. And we get to do the event that we grinded on the summit with the actual car that you win from the summit. It's great. See the reflections? I think that's the thing that lets it down. Needs more reflections. Anyway, so that is a nice bit of cash in the bag as well. Get some, ooh, green parts. I thought they were yellow for a second. We return back to free driving the loading screen, and look, the time of day has changed to a less flattering time of day on the Crew 2, to say the very least. Anyway, F12 TDF. The car that most people probably didn't even realize you could get because they kind of messed up the picture. They did the Lamborghini Huracan and then the Huracan Performante, and this was their equivalent from Ferrari. And this is actually the last current car in the lineup of the Summit that is actually new, I believe, unless it's on the website a little bit different. I'm super hopeful that we're going to get some new Summits coming to the game at the end of the last one. We've got 2 more Summits left to go before they run their course. I'm just holding on hope because there were rumors, at least in the game files, or mentions of cars that sound pretty damn awesome, and I really want to get my hands on them and start some customizing. Be sure to smash like, subscribe if you are new. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, Peace.